We're exploring careers in government and public administration. These are jobs that are impacting the places we live. We're at a government-funded organization that's focused on solving problems and creating programs for your community, whether you live in a town of 30 or a city of 300,000. This is Southeast Nebraska Development District. Tom Bliss is the Executive Director for Southeast Nebraska Development District. Tom, tell us what SEND is all about.
So, Southeast Nebraska Development District, or SEND, is one of 8 economic development districts in the state of Nebraska. We do provide a number of different services for communities across the state. SEND itself has 15 counties, ranging from communities of 5,000 all the way down to 30. We provide a number of different programs and services to assist small towns with big projects.
Yeah, because chances are your community either has a problem or a place to grow. What's an example of that?
So a community with a problem is the community of Hubble. Hubble is in southern Nebraska. It's in the county of Thayer. It's about 6 miles from the Kansas line, so it's almost in Kansas. And they have a nitrate issue with their water source. So nitrates are something that humans aren't supposed to drink.
Good to know.
And as a result, we are trying to find a solution so that they have clean, safe water. So we will work with the village board to identify a number of different ways to provide an option for them to have clean, safe water.
Yeah, and to be able to pay for it, because in a small town, being able to pay for something that huge is really tough. Tom, I'd love to learn about the different careers you've got going on at SEND. Who can I start with?
Let me introduce you to Jacqueline Fee.
This is Jacqueline, a community development specialist focusing on business resiliency, which you're like the doomsday preppers of the business world.
Yes, essentially.
Yeah.
I'm helping small business owners prep for disasters and what they can do to mitigate appropriately before that.
Wow, so give us an example. So like a flood happens, that's pretty common.
Yes. So, for example, for a flood, do you have flood insurance? Do you have all your tax information and all of your documentation that you need backed up somewhere else? If that gets flooded, what are you gonna do? Do you have a plan set for your employees? Do you have a backup location? Do you have a different route maybe that you could advertise to your customers for ways to get to you? You know, all these things that you don't think about once you get to them.
Yeah, there's a lot. Now, you majored in this.
Yes. Oh yeah, I went to Northwest Missouri State University, and they actually have a bachelor's degree for emergency disaster management.
There you go. What's your favorite part about your job?
I love going out to communities and just seeing how they work and helping them develop the knowledge, the skills to where they can incorporate that into their business.
There you go. And if there's a zombie attack, find Jacqueline. Who else can I talk to?
Go see Betsy.
Done. This is Betsy. She's a community development specialist focusing on grant writing and community involvement, right?
Correct.
So explain those terms to me.
So I basically work with communities and understand their needs and develop a story around what their needs are and write a grant to the federal or state level, which can be up to 15 pages, sometimes hundreds of pages, to explain their need and hopefully get that funded.
Wow. So the grants kind of provide the funding, but then you're not just coming in throwing money around. You want the community to get involved.
Absolutely. Either before or after the funding phases, it's really important to me that there's public participation, and to also ease the administrator's job, because oftentimes the city administrators have a lot on their plate. And so when more community members step up and voice their opinion, then it creates a more compelling grant and also gives community members the feeling of ownership over those funds.
Wow, so you didn't start out thinking, I want to do this.
No, I wouldn't have ever guessed that I would be with economic development or community development. I got my bachelor's degree in environmental science with community sustainability and biocultural diversity specialization.
Wow.
And then decided to become a vegetable grower for 7 years.
Nice.
Yeah.
But then you decided you wanted more.
Yes, I realized that I wasn't having community impact. I wasn't involved in the communities around me, and I felt that I could do a greater service if I pursued more of a public position.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what are you most excited about this role?
I love the ability to help communities achieve their goals. One community I'm working with wanted a senior center. Their current senior center is not ADA compliant, meaning if someone's in a wheelchair or has accessibility issues, they cannot use parts of the facility.
Which with the senior center, like, you need that.
Exactly, and this community has wanted this for 35 years, and I get to help them write a grant to achieve that goal.
Wow. And you're in school while you're doing this.
I am. I'm getting my master's in public administration at UNO, and I love the program.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Cool, Betsy, thanks so much. What you're doing is really cool. I got time for one more person. Who's one last guy I can talk to?
I think you ought to talk to Trey.
Done. Trey is an economic development specialist here. Trey, what's that job like?
So I help communities with small business loans as well as identify small business potential within their communities that will bring economic benefits as well as jobs to their community.
Nice, and that's like a surprisingly technical job, right?
There's a lot of data involved with it, customer bases, marketing, demographics. You have to realize who you're pitching your business to and who your customers will be. So it's interesting to try to find those for small communities.
Yeah, is there an example of one you could think about?
So there's a mom and pop's kind of hardware store, and they want to bring in a commercialized hardware store. You have to kind of work with the community to realize, okay, well this new commercial hardware store is going to make 8 jobs, but it's also going to steal 4 jobs from the other mom and pop's grocery store. So it's kind of just a balance between economics and the community development side. So
yeah, and you studied something like this in college.
Yep, I studied geography, which is a lot more than just states and capitals and knowing where things are. It's knowing why things are where. So that's pretty interesting for economic development as far as locating businesses and finding customers and things like that.
Yeah, and now there's technology and like this incredible computer program that you studied, right, that can really help fill in some of those gaps.
So I also studied geographic information systems, which is data analysis, customer data, demographic data, things like that, and to find customers, to find where to market to your customers for businesses. So
yeah, that's amazing that kind of stuff exists.
It's pretty complex.
Is that your favorite part? What's your favorite part of your job?
My favorite part of my job is probably coming in every day and not doing the same thing. Every day is a little different. So you could be working with one community one day and then get a call halfway through the day working with another community on a different project. So it varies what you're doing day to day.
Yeah, Trey, thanks so much for letting me know about your job, and thanks for doing it. It's really important.
Yeah, it is important. Communities around here are pretty small, so they need all the help they can get, and we're here to provide that service to them.
That's right. You live in Nebraska. SEND's got your back.